make it make sense why I'm paying $500 a week for groceries and necessities at Walmart, mind you. It wouldn't be much cheaper at Aldi, and I can't get a lot of the things anyway at Aldi. Why? I question every single week, why does it cost this much to live? Grateful beyond words that I can spend that, but like those of you out there living on one income or living on two incomes with no like extra income, no extra streams, and you're trying to buy organic and fresh things for your family, how are you doing it? Like, I do not know, because most people have a mortgage. We don't have a mortgage anymore since we live in our RV, but like, how are you doing it?
Is anybody else like one bad day away from selling everything that they own, going and buying an old farmhouse, getting some chickens, learning how to sourdough, homeschool my kids, maybe get a Highland cow? I do want a baby goat, and just living off of the land. Anybody else?
I'm trying to go see a movie, 3 adults, right? $84 for 3 movie tickets. Come on, you guys. This isn't even Wicked. It's Zootopia.
I feel this in my soul. Dropping $500 a week at Walmart is absolutely wild, yet it's become our painful reality. And $84 for movie tickets? That is exactly why I stay home and stream everything now. Honestly, the idea of quitting the rat race to buy a farmhouse, raise chickens, and just live off the land is looking better every single day. Stick around, you'll want to see what happens next.
I logged on to studentaid.gov today because my loans are in forbearance, and I figured, hey, maybe while they're in forbearance, I can make some extra payments and try and get the principal down. You can't. You have to pay the interest first. So not only do I have $5,000 of accrued interest, like already, the daily interest rate for my loans is $24.89, which means if there's a 31-day month, in order for me to touch any bit of principal on my loans, I have to pay the $5,000, and then I also have to pay over $771.71 for any of my principal to ever be touched.
Santa Monica has lost the freaking plot. You've probably heard of the viral Vons that just opened up at the base of a new apartment building. And maybe you, like me, were curious about how much units in that building cost. There are 230 units, by the way. And I'm shocked, to say the least. It's better if I just show you. Let's start with a studio, 1 bath, shall we? That is going to cost you $4,775. Maybe you're like, listen, I'm an adult. A studio? Can I at least get a 1 bed? Sure. Let's see. That will cost you $6,035. Most adults aren't dying to move into a 1 bed, 1 bath. You want a 2nd bedroom. Okay, let's see. Well, honey, that's going to cost you $9,830. Listen, I want a 3 bed, like a guest bedroom and then maybe 1 bedroom to be an office. Okay. $12,000. The corner 3 bed, 2 bath penthouse terrace. $30,000. For $1,000 a day, you can live in a mediocre part of Santa Monica.
I didn't have a reason before. I have a reason now. My insurance, just for me, 144-year-old woman with no medical issues, $370 a paycheck. No, I'm sorry. That's $700 and something a month. I will be putting that into a high yield savings and paying out of pocket. No, you literally have me straight effed up. I was paying like $150. I don't know what happened, but I'm not doing that. What the hell is going on? $370 for one person per paycheck. So 2 times a month I gotta pay $370. No wonder I don't have any money. I'm just done with this life. You're never gonna win. You're never gonna win. But I am definitely canceling that. December 31st will be my last day having insurance till I get on Medicare.
Y'all, I got my property tax bill today. This shit is highway robbery. I bought my house back in 2022. When I bought my house, it was a little over $6,000. Then less than 2 years, my property taxes went up to over $10,000. Now I get a bill today. It done went up another $8,080.10. They don't want us to own shit. Matter of fact, we never do. We never own shit because whether your house is paid for in full, if you do not pay your property taxes, you could lose your home. Then I qualified for the homeowners exemption, right? So what they did was they took it up to $13,443. They took the homeowners exemption up $2,274.48. Look. $11,169 for this year's property tax. Hold on, let me just stroll up just a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's do the comparison. Look at this shit. Property taxes was just $10,089. Y'all, they taxing the out of me for no goddamn reason.
Miami's a shithole right now. It's a shithole. And if you're a local, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you want to pretend that Miami's great and it's the best city, because I know a lot of you locals like to pretend that, but you see it. You see it when you're driving. You drive by houses, small little houses that have 5, 6, 7, 8 cars parked outside, because that's how many people are living there. Maybe even more, because some of them don't have cars. More people are living there than the number of cars that you see. You know that the shit is getting really stinky here. I have a colleague who's in her 50s. She works full-time, 6 days a week. Her rent went up 30% in 1 year. She could not absorb that cost, so she had to move. And she found like a little efficiency. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like a converted tool shed that she's living in a converted tool shed in the back of someone's property for super cheap. It's like a little tiny studio, tiny, like a bed and some shelves. That's what she's got now. A woman in her 50s who works 6 days a week full time and has done so for decades. But she can't afford to fucking live, and now she found out she has cancer. And we work in an industry where there's no PTO. There's no PTO. Yeah, there's no PTO. There's no politician saying that we should have PTO. There's no politician in hell saying that they shouldn't raise the rents 25, 30, 35% in 1 year. And that happened to me too. My rent went up in 1 year 25%, and there's no way that I could absorb that cost. So I had to move from the apartments that I was living in close to the coast to move in with family so that I could just survive. And at that time, I was working 7 days a week, making well into the 6 figures. This was almost 3 years ago. I was making well into the 6 figures, and I had to move back in with family. That's the situation that we're living in right now. The only way that people can survive in Miami is either they have a ton of money, or if they're actually like working for a living, then they have to shack up with multiple roommates, not just one, multiple roommates. Or they have to shack in with family. And the ones that don't have that fall off the grid, i.e. they become homeless, or they have to just leave the state and go find somewhere where they can live. If they're lucky. Lucky. And so now when I see people like making these videos, all these creators that are like, oh, Miami, it's paradise. Look at me in my bag and my coffee or my shoes. Look at my car, bro. Look at my new car, bro. Yeah, all of those videos, keep making them, please. We want to know everything about your life, down to like what time you go to that coffee shop, where you park your car, right? So that we can figure out how much money you make, because when the shit hits the fan, you know, Miami was an interesting place in the 1980s, and I feel like it's gonna head back there real quick. I mean, we're already like 1 foot in the 1980s. And if you don't know what the Miami was like in the 1980s, go look it up. Watch Cocaine Cowboys. Yeah, just crime, drugs, fun, great times.
I don't understand how people are surviving. I don't. because all that's coming up on my Instagram feed, my TikTok feed, literally everything is people buying houses, people getting married, having these expensive weddings, having babies, going to Thailand, going to Japan, going to Mykonos. I made a pretty good salary. A couple years ago before COVID, I made like $85K, which is like enough to survive in New York City. And my salary was slashed like almost by a third, just because people don't value design and marketing as much anymore ever since AI. And I'm like living paycheck to paycheck. I work a 9 to 5. Sometimes I work over a 9 to 5 because I work overtime. I work a good job that I went to school for, got a degree for. I have 10 years of experience, and I have enough money to buy my medicine, buy my food, buy a couple nice outfits, maybe a dinner. Like, everything else is bills. How are people affording their lifestyles? And I know not all of it is like credit card debt or rich parents. Like, I've asked some people, and like they genuinely are just better at saving, but it's like, it's impossible to save and budget when you're only making enough to survive. And I'm barely paying rent. I'm paying my parents' rent, but it's not like real rent. It's like reduced rate. And it's just like, I don't even make enough money right now as someone who has a full-time 9 to 5 in the advertising industry to afford a 1-bedroom. I do not make enough money to afford an apartment on my own. Like, I used to have dreams. Oh my God, I sound like such a cliche, but like, I did. I would write in my spare time. I would write poetry. I thought maybe one day I would write like a screenplay for fun. I don't even have the energy anymore to do any of my hobbies. And it's like, I'm literally spending all my energy at a 9 to 5 to afford food to eat for lunch during the 9 to 5 so I can continue working. Like,
So how have we, the people, allowed this to happen? You know, we paid our taxes to build this road. They ask us for more taxes to build an extra lane. And then once they use our tax money to build that lane, they take it away from us and say, hey, you want to use this lane that you already paid for as a taxpayer? Pay up, buddy. Pay up using your Easy Pass. You know what, guys? This is so wrong. No one's ever in that lane because, you know what? Most Americans are struggling because we pay so much in taxes that they want to tax us again to use an express lane? Unbelievable. Crooks, I say.
A 50-year mortgage loan and a 15-year car loan means your economy is cooked. We're not at the beginning of the end. We are at the end. A guy on TikTok said it more eloquently than I'm saying it, but understand, when the answer to affordability is pay for it even longer, that means you have no way of turning your economy around. That means wages have been stagnant for so long, you can't change anything. It means prices have gone up so high, you can't turn it back. You don't have any options, any course of action to correct the problem. It would take something radical to fix it, and I don't think most Americans would understand what that would even look like. Like, we'd have to literally get rid of our entire economic system, and it would be a complete crash and burn before it got better. But we're going to crash and burn anyway, because 50-year mortgages and 15-year car loans literally mean that you're just going to be paying forever. You're never going to get to retire. You are never going to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and Social Security is on the verge of running out. We're giving more and more jobs to AI. We're allowing jobs to be gotten rid of. We're allowing companies to fire people. We got rid of our energy projects, y'all. It doesn't matter if you like the idea of windmills or solar energy. We don't have other jobs coming into the market. There are not enough jobs to truly supply everyone with a job. We definitely don't have enough manual labor jobs. let alone the electricians, let alone the plumbers, and let alone the construction workers. We just don't have enough of all of those jobs to go around. So if we don't have a response, and our response is simply pay for everything longer, our economy is cooked. The billionaires have done too much to the economy to fix it. They'll continue to make out like bandits, but the rest of us will have nothing to fall back on. And if you really want proof of that, look what happened during the Great Depression. So much buy now, pay later. So many people were using things on credit because everything was good. You know, now everything is not good and we're still using credit. And once it comes that we can't pay, everything falls apart. There'll be no more credit because your credit score is bad. You'll be scraping by because you won't have anything to fall back on. And I think we really need to start considering alternatives in this country.
You thought rent increases were bad last year in Chicago. If you thought it was hard to find a rental last year in Chicago and you were blaming landlords, let it be known it's going to get worse. Everyone who owns property just got their property tax assessment from Cook County, and I hear double. People went from $6,000 a year in property taxes to $13,000 a year on a 2-bedroom in Uptown. Yeah, that's not getting passed along to your tenants. So it's going to be rough come spring for renters in Chicago.
Man, listening to all of this really just hits you right in the gut. It is not just one person complaining anymore, but rather a chorus of people from every corner of the country realizing that the math just does not add up. You hear about 50-year mortgages or 15-year car loans, and it honestly makes me feel sick to my stomach, because that is not home ownership anymore. That is basically signing your life away to debt that you will never actually pay off. It feels like the system has shifted from helping people build a life to keeping us on a hamster wheel where the speed keeps cranking up, but we never actually move forward. We have people working 6 or 7 days a week just to live in a converted tool shed or crashing with family because rent jumped 30% overnight. It is terrifying to realize that doing everything right, like getting the degree and working the full-time job, barely keeps the lights on now. You look at the disconnect between those flashy influencers showing off their 6-figure cars in Miami versus the reality of locals paying $500 a week for basic groceries, and it makes you wonder who this economy is actually working for. It certainly isn't for the teachers or the designers or the regular folks just trying to survive. Then you add in the absolute robbery of property taxes doubling in places like Chicago, or toll roads charging us twice for lanes we already paid for, and it feels like we are being squeezed from every single direction. I completely understand that urge to just sell everything and run off to a farm with some chickens and goats. We are burnt out, and we are tired of running a race that is rigged against us. When you have to choose between saving for a future that might not exist or buying organic food for your kids today, that is a sign that something is fundamentally broken. We cannot rely on the people at the top to fix this because they are the ones profiting from the chaos. We have to start thinking about our own survival plans and how we are going to weather this storm, because it does not look like the skies are clearing up anytime soon.